What's up, weirdos? All right, we're going to have a little look. What the heck happened to Mantra today, guys? We're going to go over all of the speculation. We're going to have a look. I know everyone's just throwing out the word rug. I have no idea, to be honest with you guys. So we're going to talk about it. We're going to see what all the speculation is about. Okay? Now, first, actually, let's have a look at it here on the bubbles. Look at that drop off today, guys. From $6.34 to 43 cents. Ooh. And it's recently climbed back up to $1.04. Man, that sucks. Now, this is really kind of inexplicable at this point before we get into it, because I mean, what kind of a project gets listed on the likes of, Binance, MEXC, Bybit, KuCoin, Kraken, Crypto.com, OKX, Bybit, like all of these exchanges, it's listed everywhere, except for Coinbase, it seems like. But the point is, I mean, this project has been around for what? When did this launch? We'll have a look at it anyway. We'll have a look at when it launched. Let me pull up CoinGecko here. Let's. It's been around for a little while. It's not like it's a brand new project that just kind of, launched a month or so ago, and then and then rugged, right? It's not really what happened here from the looks of it. Look at that chart. Oof, Marone, ugly. So if we go to the all-time, so it looks like it launched back in 2020, right? This thing launched in 2020. So it's not brand new. Like I wouldn't call it a rug. They waited 5 years, 5.5 years almost to rug it. I don't know about that. I think there's a little more complexity to it than that. Not defending it. This is just a completely non-biased kind of video on it, guys. I do not hold this project. I've never held it. I've never really done too much of a look into it, to be honest with you. So from a third-party, non-biased perspective, I really doubt that they launched and held off for 5.5 years almost to rug. So, but I don't know. We're going to continue looking into it here, okay? Its all-time high was $8.99 a couple of months ago. So, very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Let's have a little bit of a look and see what we can see here. Now, first, we're going to get into this. Okay, so I asked Grok, are there any rumors about why Mantra crashed today? So what Grok told me was, I'm assuming you're referring to the cryptocurrency OM Mantra. It is as follows. This is all speculation going around. This is what's going around X right now and on socials. Okay, so the team token dump is the first speculation accusation. Now all of this is unconfirmed. This is what general community is speculating about. Okay, so team token dump. The most widespread rumor is that the Mantra team, allegedly holding 90% of the token supply, sold off their entire allocation in a coordinated dump. Social media posts claim this caused a rapid price collapse, with some calling it a rug pull or comparing it to the Terra Luna crash. Critics pointed to the team deleting the official Telegram group as evidence of dodging accountability, though the team leader denied this, saying the group wasn't deleted. Now, first I'll touch on this, okay, guys? First off, if you're investing in a project where the team holds 90% of the tokens, what the hell are you doing? That is never a good idea right off the hop, right? Personally, not financial advice. There's no way I am ever investing in a project that the team holds 90% of the tokens. That is absurd, because this is what can happen. If this is true, if they did dump all those tokens on the market, that's not technically a rug pull though, guys, right? That's not technically a rug pull. I know it feels like you got rugged if you're a holder, but a rug pull is when the company creates a project and then puts into the contract that you can buy it, but you can't basically sell it. And then when they build it up big enough, when enough people have bought in, then they're the only ones that can sell it. So then they drain all the liquidity out of the project, leaving you as a bag holder with something that's worthless. That's what a rug pull is, okay? Too many people use the word rug pull and don't know what it means. So if they dropped 90% of the tokens into circulation, technically that's not a rug pull. It is a pretty big dick move. In my opinion, if this is something that they were going to do, they should have warned people. And I don't know why you would. I don't know why you would dump 90% of the tokens into circulation in one foul swoop like that, right? Here I am saying that. Jasmy did that. But when Jasmy did that, they warned everybody ahead of time that they were going to do it. They gave notice that that's what they were going to do. And then they put all of the tokens into circulation. And the reason for that was because they didn't want the project to be centralized, right? When the team holds 90% of the tokens, that is not a decentralized project, okay? That is completely centralized. It's 90% centralized, right? So, so not a rug pull, but massive ill will towards the community. Not a good thing to do. Not a good thing to do, especially without warning the community that you were going to do it. As far as comparing it to Terra Luna, apples and oranges, not the same thing at all. I know it can feel like it. Not the same thing, right? Insider manipulation would be the next accusation. Some traders on the platform like X suggest that the crash was due to deliberate market manipulation, possibly through over-the-counter, so OTC sales by insiders. They argue the speed of the crash happened in under an hour implies premeditated action rather than organic market behavior. I would agree with that. Forced liquidations. Another theory backed by the Mantra team's response is that reckless liquidations on the centralized exchanges triggered the collapse. I don't believe that. The team's co-founder, JP Mullen, posted that they were investigating massive forced liquidations and insisted the team's token remained in custody, verifiable on-chain. I don't believe that theory at all. They're trying to blame centralized exchanges. I don't know about that. Founder resignation. A few posts on X claimed the crash was tied to a founder resigning, which supposedly shook investor confidence and led to panic selling. However, there's no verifiable evidence of that and airdrop controversy. Some pointed to earlier distrust from February 2025 airdrop event where over 50% of participants were blacklisted as bots, raising questions about the project's fairness while not directly tied to the crash. Me personally, guys, so Mantra's team has rejected dumping allegations. Yeah, of course they did. Of course, they're not going to say, yep, totally, we dumped on you. So for me personally, again, this is just my personal opinion. The most realistic of these scenarios would be the first one, the token dump, team token dump. Sounds to me, I don't have any proof of that. I'm not saying that's for sure what happened, but out of all of these speculative theories that are going around right now, the first one sounds like the most reliable, the most realistic, in my opinion. Now, as a Jasmy fan, I have to point this out. This is just funny. Luke says Binance only lists quality projects. That's just funny. Come on, have a sense of humor. That's good. I am sorry to all of the holders of Mantra, guys. This is never a good thing. I hope that you recover. If you need help, if you need guidance in the markets, come on over to our community, guys. We will be there to try to help you get through this, maybe try to recover through strategic swing trading and long-term investments with a lot of the microcap gems that we look into and stuff. Come on over to our community. Let's see if we can maybe get you pointed in the right direction on this. So this is from the Mantra team. They tweeted this out. Mantra community, we want to assure you that Mantra is fundamentally strong. Today's activity was triggered by reckless liquidations. Yeah, so they are blaming centralized exchanges for what happened. They're denying any responsibility on their end, not anything to do with the project. One thing we want to be clear on, this was not our team. We're looking into it. So we'll see if things, maybe it wasn't their team. Maybe there was some sort of a hack or exploit or something, right? We never want to jump to conclusions, guys. We never want to jump to conclusions, right? So we'll see how things kind of play out. We'll see how things kind of play out. And then this here, this is going to be awkward. Look at this. BTCon RWA Summit. Tomorrow they have a summit presented by Mantra. So one could speculate this. Sponsors are Anchorage Digital and Crypto.com. One would speculate that this might have been a malicious attack on the project. Now, again, I'm just trying to be completely non-biased. We've talked about the negative side. Let's talk about the positive side, right? The fact that they have this RWA summit tomorrow that they are hosting, and they get this happening the day before that happens, I don't know, man. That's a little sus, right? So maybe there's some sort of exploit, maybe there's some sort of a hack or something. Clearly something malicious happened here. We're not saying, like, we cannot condemn the team for this yet until we know what happened, right? So if you are a Mantra holder, I wouldn't panic sell anything if you're still holding at this point. I wouldn't make any rash decisions. I would personally just bide my time. I'd wait to see what happened. I'd wait to see if there's any kind of recovery that can take place here. If there was an exploit, who knows, right? So don't panic, guys. God willing, there will be some sort of positive resolution to this issue. It was not a rug pull, guys. We've gone through that already. There was malicious activity here, whether it was from the team or from some third party, a centralized exchange, or some sort of a hacker exploit. It's still up in the air. We don't know, guys. Again, completely neutral. I do not hold Mantra. I have no vested interest in the project whatsoever. That's just my middle ground, neutral kind of assessment of currently what's going on with the project. So let me know what you guys think. And once again, guys, like I said, if you need help with your portfolio, if you need guidance through times like this, come on over to the Patreon, guys. Join the community. We're live every single evening where we can help walk you through these things, these issues, these problems. You can book one-on-one coaching calls with me for free over there. They don't cost anything. So come on over, use the free tools at your disposal to help get you pointed in the right direction. We can talk privately. If you have, issues, if you're emotional about this, we can have a private conversation. I've been around in crypto for many cycles, guys. I can help you out. We can talk. We can make sure your portfolio is pointed in the right direction. We can decide what your next move is. Come on over, guys. We drop microcap gem videos, education videos, a lot of education going on over there as well. So come on over and listen. If you are someone who suffered this, guys, I'll pray for you. I hope everything works out well for you. I will try to continue to follow up on what's happening here if there is more news that comes available. So yes, like and subscribe to the channel to stay up to date with what's going on. God bless, guys. I hope you guys come out of it okay.